Spiral, 2 Jews, 2 mice, 2 hours, starting now.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing so well now that your new computer makes this all work so sweet.
Oh, because I didn't mean to. It's interesting you say that because I actually took a class and it's sounding better because of the class I took and the installation. I installed a memory foam board. So the memory foam board saves it in 2 places now. I sound better and I can eat all of the caffeine I want.
Wow. I'm already bored.
You're already bored.
Yeah.
Usually, well, let me just say this. If I was like a hypnotist, except instead of hypnotism, I made people bored.
Yeah.
That's like a record.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, my young friend, and when I say young friend, I know I mean that relatively. Happy 50th birthday to you. It's half a century.
Thank you. We covered this last week. We don't need to.
I don't care.
We
I
don't
don't
need to
care.
circle back on
Look,
my birthday.
my doctor.
You had an anniversary this week. That's so much more
My early
fresh.
dementia doctor told me
Yeah.
that you shouldn't put me down if I repeat things.
I'm not really putting you down. I'm helping you along.
Ow! We had an anniversary party to beat the band. Let me tell you that. Not a party. Oh, wait a second.
I'd be very offended if you had a party.
No. Oh, no. It was just me and so. Look, what happened was the improv group was in the neighborhood. No, we brought food in. I overspent on food. Well, I spent not overspent, but I said I'm spending like I'm at an anniversary dinner.
All right. By the way, who gives a fuck what you spent on it? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, sometimes you think you know somebody. You think someone's a friend. And you find out in the weirdest times.
This is like me giving a nice chunk to the.
Let me just say, if you're wondering if I spent money, okay. Then first I got beautiful flowers, beautiful roses.
Good.
At a new supermarket that's near us.
Nice.
And
they have nice flowers there. Actually,
they do.
Yeah.
They do. Did I buy the cheapest one?
No, I think you probably went mid-range.
I went one step up, baby. Well, first of all, the roses were only available in certain denominations. This kind, that kind. Unless I guess I could have seen my concierge.
You could have.
Flower concierge.
Yes. Florist, we call that.
Oh, interesting. Oh. Here's my new, here's my new improv chops. Oh, I see. And then we had a great meal, and it was French.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I had a great...
that sounds expensive.
Oh, don't... let me tell you something. If you think I'm cheap because I'm a Jew and I didn't spend money, you're right about the first part, but wrong about the second. I laughed, and then I caught myself laughing fakely.
Yeah, and now what?
So a wonderful time was had by me and Susan.
Well, good. Mazel tov.
Really.
Is that...
Thank
what
you.
Is this 18, 19?
19th, and next year's the 20th.
Oh, really?
Yes. Next year's the biggie.
Yeah.
Where we renew the vows.
Sure.
We have the
you have Robert Horry shoot the shot again.
That would be great. If I was in a reality show, I would hire these people. You know what I mean? If I was on the Beverly Hills Housewives.
Sure.
It's 20 year. What should we do? Well, let's hire Robert. Okay, you already said the joke. It wasn't even a joke. You just said a thing, and I turned it into a whole rigmarole. Which I didn't realize is not a real word.
It's not.
No,
I'm asking with a question mark. It's not.
No, it is. It's a real word. I decided to stop my hilarious prank.
What it's not is an Italian dish.
Let me tell you something. Your delivery was perfect. You were on the ball.
Well, thank you.
You
sir.
were upbeat.
I've had a rough week. I need that kind of reassurance.
I
Thank
know.
you.
So what is it that you'd like to tell us about the week, or would you like to tell nothing about
Well, I think I gave a clue what's going down last week. I don't want to get too much into it just because it's, there's other people. But we're going through a hospice situation.
Right.
And that's never fun. It's never fun. And it's been a serious week. It's been getting lots of shit arranged kind of week. And someone broke into my car at the hospital.
This I don't believe. This is something that shouldn't be allowed to happen. Yeah. What did they steal? Your in-dash cassette player? I don't even understand that.
They didn't. It's worse than that, and better than that at the same time. I would say the total retail value or resale value, perhaps, of what they got out of my car, $200 maybe.
Right.
I had they took the most immediate concern was they took my garage door opener and some stuff with my address on it.
Oh no.
So I had to get my garage door reprogrammed and all that. And then
and your house moved. You had to have your house moved.
I had to have the house moved, just 6 feet. It was weird. I changed the address by one number. And then they took this. I think the thing that probably drew them was I had this sort of battery pack sort of thing, this sort of all-purpose charged battery, which I had used to jumpstart my car. But you can also use it to like charge your phone and that kind of shit.
Oh, so it's like a big device.
It's just like it's like a brick kind of battery with a bunch of ports on it.
Right.
And I think it looked a lot sexier than it actually is as a thing because it's just a battery.
You think that drew them in?
Yeah, that was in plain sight, and it looked like a piece of electronics, and which of course it is, but you know, it's a $80 piece of electronics.
That sounds.
And
like
then, but here's the thing that really bummed the fuck out of me. I've had this iPod for probably 15 years almost. It's like it was maybe an iPod 5, so you know, mid 2000s it came out. And it had a few thousand songs on it, and it's been in like 3 of my cars, hardwired in as the sort of jukebox of my car. So every road trip, every long drive that Allison and I have taken over the last, decade plus has had this sort of thing as our soundtrack.
And I can attest that I've listened to it, and it's a wonderful.
Yeah, there's just lots of great shit on there. And it's the stuff that I don't have on current hard drives anymore. But it's, the fact that this iPod was still alive was in itself sort of a Hanukkah miracle. But so it had heavy sentimental value and very low dollar value. But
right, but still, it just
so that's the thing that bums me out.
Yeah, that gets you in the kishkas a little bit.
Yeah,
because it's not just a invasion. But it's also a way that you were getting joy and comfort. I mean, I'm not. You know that you're not going to be the most sentimental person in the world.
No,
you don't. You pride yourself on your ability to.
Well, plus I also really I made a real serious internal effort to go, okay, there's way bigger shit going on. Don't make the center of your universe your fucking small electronics.
Yes, so. But I will say this. Because...
But it was more just like... I'm sorry to interrupt, but it was more just like, really? You're fucking broke into my car at the hospital, you sack of shit.
Yeah, that is so terrible.
Yeah.
It's almost like targeting people that you think are too upset to try and figure out what happened.
Right.
I was trying to think what's worse, and I know there are worse things than that, but it's in the category of horrible things to do.
Yeah, it was just low. It was low shit.
Because I've been thinking recently, what if I had to be a thief? Like I was born to a thief class.
It's probably easier than stand-up at this point.
What's the difference? Am I right? This guy knows what I'm saying.
Am I right, Carlos Mencia?
Don't bring him into our thing.
Cosa Nostra.
I forgot what I was saying.
You were thinking about if you had to be a thief.
Oh. Could I, no, I was thinking about in some scenarios, depending on, how much money I had when I grew up, What if I had to be a thief? It's just a stupid thing to even think. It's a horrible hypothetical. I'm already bored by my own hypothetical. But
but for the boredom of God go I.
You know what it is, Josh? I just realized what it is.
What is it?
It's more like I, for a second, was trying to put myself in the position of someone who's had to steal for a living.
Right.
And then...
I mean, come on, let's be honest. Anytime you're getting paid to do stand-up, you're stealing for a living.
Right. But I meant like actual legal.
Right, sure.
And I would not... And someone stealing for their family from a supermarket,
yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
You're going very Jean Valjean here.
Who?
The protagonist of Les Mis.
Oh my God. Did you say that because you know what a huge part of my life Les Mis is? And
clearly
relates to my car, relates to cars.
I don't understand.
Every time
I don't understand you anymore.
Every time I went into my mother's car,
yeah,
which was a 19, and I want just people to hate me more.
All right.
When my father sold his business, he bought one extravagant thing for my mother, a car she'd always wanted.
Yeah, which was?
Well, the guy in the commercial says Jaguar, but I thought it was Jaguar.
Yeah.
And it happened to be, it's a beautiful car, but it was a horrible year.
All right.
So my mother...
And what was the dream car? What was it, a two-door or a four-door? Hello?
I think it's a two-door. Wait, does that mean there could be no... No, we were in the back seat, though.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a four-door then.
Okay.
She bought like 6 gas tanks she had to replace on it. But beyond that, and she was a horrible driver. We all know this. She almost killed me and Susan a couple of times. Don't make that left. Don't make a left. You know when you make a left, but you don't look at the people in the coming and the oncoming direction?
Yeah, you just take it on
That's
faith.
my mom.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. She was just thinking about a couple of other things. Do you want her to have to think of everything?
All right. Well, and if something happens, they'll hit the passenger side.
So,
of the Jaguar.
Jaguar. So she used to subject me to Les Mis. So
yeah.
I always had, Adsy, would you like to listen to Les Mis? So I would hear Les Mis every time I was in that stupid
Why
car.
did you say yes if she was asking?
Well, because there's no winning with my mother. What do you want me if I go? Oh no, listen. Oh, if you don't want me,
no,
listen,
let's do Neil Diamond.
No, and the only music she liked of my type of music was like the worst types of it. Like not she liked Knock 3 Times on the Ceiling.
Yeah. Okay, that's Tony Orlando, which is your music.
Well, what she thought she knew it wasn't my music, but back when I was growing up and we had a 70 WABC, and we had Don McLean singing his song, and we had Knock 3 Times on the Ceiling. My mother would go, that song I like. And then she liked Joan Baez, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But my parents they could enjoy good music, but they were never going to enjoy good music that they could not understand.
Why won't Maria take the letter?
No, my mom loved those types of things because she had a fondness for these terrible songs from her youth, which was like, Katie, beautiful Katie, you're the only one that I adore, which is a song that makes fun of stammering.
Yeah.
And what doesn't really.
Was it Katie?
Yes.
All right.
And when the moon shines over the mount, and then we also built a bungalow big enough for 2. And there was a time in my life when I loved those songs.
Yeah.
But it didn't mean that it wasn't when I was growing up. You don't listen to those songs as an adult.
So you didn't know who Jean Valjean is because you've never seen the libretto.
No.
Or read Victor
what is the libretto?
Read Victor Hugo's novel.
No, and tell me, you're gonna have to catch me up. Is it a libretto, the script for
the book
for an opera?
For a musical.
It's a musical. Okay, and Les Mis are what I call them and I took French in school, so I have an advantage.
Yeah.
I call them those miserables.
Right. The Miserables.
So
it's actually The Miserables.
Right. That's the way you're supposed to say it. The Miserables.
Yes.
I did not
It's like
know
the Fantastics, but the opposite.
which I played in the orchestra of that band. All right, now listen. So,
You played in the orchestra of that band.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to play in the orchestra of that band. No, you didn't. You played in the high school production. You played violin for the play version of that band thing. All right. Get that out of the way.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Les Mis is on any level at all. I don't know I don't even know who Victor Hugo is.
Yeah.
You know, I should know who he is, right?
Well, as a literature major, maybe.
Well, no, I mean, just in the last couple of weeks, I've heard about Victor Hugo.
Yeah.
In relation to a movie I saw that was a nominated movie. I have no memory of it, but sometimes, isn't there another Hugo who's a famous writer that I could mix him up with? Moby Dick?
No, not him.
What's his name?
That's Herman Melville.
It's exactly the same.
Oh, okay. So that's who you're thinking of?
No, but there was another Hugo, right?
There's Hugo Boss. He did the Nazi uniforms.
There was the joke you used to have about the Yugo car. Remember that?
Yes, I
You
did.
said to me, Andy, I bought a Yugo, one of those Yugos. I said, really? And you said, yeah, you go slow.
I did have a Suzuki Samurai joke at the same
Let me hear
era.
that. I would like to hear that.
It was a visual joke because they used to roll over. They had a big problem with that.
I didn't remember that those were those specifically.
So I literally would open my act. This is when I was like 15 years old. I would come on stage and do a somersault and go, Suzuki Samurai.
That is the greatest story. That's, I think, maybe surpasses many of my humiliating admissions.
Yeah, and it worked every time, I have to tell you.
Well, first of
Because I
all,
didn't keep it too long.
now here's exactly what aging means.
Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to do that?
I can't imagine
Today?
putting out that kind of effort, period, first of all.
You would
be it
hurt
physical
yourself.
or spiritual.
A somersault would hurt yourself.
Yes, most likely.
I can feel the various cracking.
And I was like 50 pounds heavier as a kid, weirdly enough. So it was quite a spectacle it was definitely a Belushi kind of move.
Right. And, good opener.
Yeah, exactly. I probably did it a half dozen times.
I can't even believe it because it's so unlike your offstage persona.
Absolutely. But I was trying everything at that age.
All right. Because if you see you in those days, or if you see me for sure, but if you see you too, you're way more up tempo.
Yeah. And I just
Talk faster.
And I didn't fucking know anything. So I just, like I said, I would just try anything because being myself wasn't an option yet.
Well, I would argue that you were yourself.
I don't know. You should watch some tapes.
I have seen a couple, but I'd like to see more. And I don't know what I was going to say there. I ran out of things.
You emphatically didn't say it, though.
Oh, exactly. I don't know about these new headphones I'm using.
No.
I'm using headphones that have the bigger cans on them. I'm really getting sick of things that stick in your ear, attach to your ear, touch your ear.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. And maybe it's because I have funny ears. I never thought about that.
And yet not an ear for funny.
My ear, I have a perfect pitch when it comes to comedy. Let's not kid ourselves. And also, you know what the name of my first CD was? Comedy CD?
Inside Pitch.
Let's not kid ourselves. It was
okay.
called. I would like this segment of the show, this awkwardness,
Yeah.
to go longer.
Well, it will.
Because here's the thing. It's not, okay, so here's my ultimate question to you.
Okay.
What is Les Miserables? Please explain it to the uninitiated. What the fuck it is.
Well, it's an epic novel by Victor Hugo, and then it was turned into a epic musical. It's about a guy who steals some bread, Jean Valjean, and is chased by a policeman relentlessly for this tiny crime.
Oh, and he needs the bread to feed his family, right?
No, actually.
How come?
No, just kidding.
How come?
I wish I could tell you more detail than that, but I didn't read the book nor
the best way to read a novel, to enjoy a novel, or is to ask someone who hasn't read it in a long time, constant annoying questions.
Yeah.
Here's another example.
Okay.
Of a terrible question.
Bring it on.
What is the Hugo that you think that I'm confusing him with? Or do you think that I just always didn't know who Victor Hugo was?
That could be.
And why does Hugo and Ratatouille come up in my mind?
Well, there was another animated film called Hugo around the same time as Ratatouille.
This could be a fun game.
that Martin Scorsese directed.
Stream of consciousness. You call it early dementia. I call it a wonderful, delightful trip in the fairground of my mind, where there's all kinds of activities, booths, fun gifts,
Yes. Stalls.
So what's going to happen with us now? This was a rough week.
Yeah.
Well, everything that happens to you happens to me.
Okay.
If you prick me, do I not bleed?
You don't seem to bleed. No.
That's because I have Jew blood.
All right. It's coin op.
Are you saying Jews are so cheap that if you want blood from them, you have to put a coin in there?
That is, yes. You decoded that quite well.
This is a terrible, terrible, terrible smear, and not even a joke. Hey, Schmendrake. That's not his name. Who was the guy's name with the pound of flesh? Schmendrick? Come on.
That would be Shylock.
Shylock.
Yes.
Shylock. And now, you name your kid Shylock. Now you're the bad guy.
No shit, Shylock.
That was delightful. I really enjoyed that because you took no shit Sherlock, took it to Shylock.
Oh, no, that didn't even occur to me.
No. What do you mean? I don't like to be mocked. What's the point of mocking me? Stop it. Don't make fun of my voice ever again like that.
Sorry, I haven't had any fun at all this week, so it's time for me to have it at your expense.
No. You know what, my friend? And when I say my friend, you know I'm completely disconnected from my feelings.
Absolutely. Sure.
I would like you to not only let loose on me, I would like it to go further to the things that we don't talk about. Because we know that all the things I talk about on the air that's embarrassing is it's a gimmick.
Sure.
To cover up the really dark things.
Right. The real pain.
I've killed 7 men in my life, for example.
Sure.
I stole...
And a boy.
I was involved in welfare fraud for many years.
Sure.
I admit it, Josh. I don't hide from it. And people go, yeah, but it was just you were taking from the government. No, I was specifically taking checks from individuals who were poor, who did not receive their checks because of me.
Well, you know what they say, you're only as sick as your secrets. And also the horrible things you do.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. All right. I'm out of that character, but I like that character.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that
the
little...
crime lister, can we call him that? Hey, crime lister.
Well, I guess, I was reading about Francis Bacon, and he was a very interesting man. He was
He's not Victor Hugo, by the way.
I wonder if that's where. I think was Francis Bacon in a feud with Victor Hugo? No, but somebody in either a movie I've seen, in either a TV show. Oh, I've been working on my crooning. Would you like to hear some?
Would I?
At 17, it was a very good year. Oh, I'm doing the Janice Ian song. When I meant to say at 17, but doesn't also Frank have
you were doing the Frank, and then now.
Oh, what's the Frank song?
When I was 17, it was a very good year.
It was a very good year for small city childs and women with feet.
I do have to say, I think you should probably hear this because I don't say enough nice things to you. Because of the nature of my week, I was actually looking forward to speaking to you this week.
Oh, that sounds so nice. And, I was thinking about that. Well, that's very nice to hear. And I was actually that thought crossed my mind that this is very difficult, but maybe it won't but maybe as opposed to normally, and the word is normally, I'm getting a lot of blowback on it.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that word? Normally. It's pronounced normally.
No, it's not. It's not. It's pronounced like that by you. And
right.
Yeah.
I'm sick of that bit.
Yeah.
I'm sick of that bit.
Yeah.
I
couldn't find a good way to play along.
You know the advantage that you have as a person over me?
What's that?
I don't know why you have to look at people that way.
No, but I'd like to hear my edge.
You don't beat the same fucking bit over and over and over and over again like me. And also you don't, like me, partially believe that I'm like Andy Kaufman. It's so experimental.
I would say that I would agree that I don't beat the same bit over and over and over again. And then the counterpoint to that would be the fact that anytime someone sees the word cotton candy in anything, they send it to me.
That's true. By the way, I don't know if I don't think we have talked about it. That Gruber video to you.
Yeah, pretty
God.
something. I just want you to. That's where the friendship bar is. I just want you to know.
He makes me laugh so hard because first he starts out and you think that he's working on singing you time passages,
right?
Because it's your 50th birthday, right?
Yeah, but it's also kind of Al Stewart's always a running joke with he and I.
Oh, okay, but I didn't know that.
Right.
But he turns to the camera. He goes, "I'm working on is it a one-man show? The Year of the Owl."
Yeah.
Then I have to tell you this, and I'm not even embarrassed. I do not understand the level of special effects. It's so got me going.
It's literally it's Gruber.
But how do you do it?
Gruber,
how do you do it?
It's an iPhone. It's an iPad. Those are the three things that were involved.
I don't know how you do it.
He recorded the video on the iPad, and then he talked to the iPad. And he filmed,
I got it now.
The whole thing with the phone.
Okay, now I got it. He's talking to the iPad.
Yeah.
The iPad is playing the song then, right?
Yes.
And I love this part. Did you get him a card? Just a card, you know.
Yeah. Did you get him a gift?
No.
How about a simple card?
No.
So
I don't. And then
I recommend you don't have to scroll back that far on my Twitter feed to find the Gruber video if you haven't seen it yet.
And then the song, then he's rocking out all of a sudden. He's rocking out for like 4. He's like, when you see someone do something that you couldn't do, you always like.
And here's the other nice thing. It was all for me.
I know. I mean, he did sell it to the Old Man Network.
He did. He did sell it as an NFT, but
now, what was that song?
But you have to know what a Luddite Gruber is to begin with for him to to put all that tech together is a big.
Well, that's the thing I'm asking you. So that was not so I'm saying, is this what he's doing? Does he do a lot of these? You're saying no. He made me a video though that I never saw. I have to contact him. But this thing, I gotta tell you, talk about the love. That's what I'm saying. And
there was a lot of love, and I have to say that what I was really doing by posting it, besides sharing it because it was so great, is bragging that someone likes me this much. Someone this beloved loves me that much. Yes, and it is. That's what it works on both levels. It's like you see Gruber, which is like seeing Jim Morrison. He hasn't been around a while. What's he up to? I'm only joking about that, but he hasn't been around. You don't get to, it's not like he's overexposing himself online. So you get to see this fucking genius, Gruber. And then the song, what was the song? Cause the song was a perfect song for turning 50. It was like, I can't even remember it. It was like, you got to, kind of like you're rocking it out. Whatever you're doing, you're rocking it out. And, boom. That's all you need, ladies and gentlemen. And I think, committed to getting Josh a gift. Really? I think I did. Wow. And when you say committed? I said it to you that I'm going to get you a gift. Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna take that as but now your word I'm saying as bond. I'm saying it now and realizing you didn't hear it the first time.
I feel like an idiot.
No, I remember you saying it last week. But I wasn't holding you to it then. But now that you've circled back for it, I mean, people say crazy things during your birthday week that they don't necessarily mean.
That's true. That's true.
Now you've really cemented the idea that I got a gift coming from you. But I did have, and I'll talk about it now. I had like a very small barbecue over the weekend to do the 50th birthday.
Yes. Now I know I did not go to this, and I did not talk about this because you said you'd kick my ass. But can you? Would you like to talk?
I don't want to hurt. It was really it was a few couples, and it's people that I've actually been in touch with throughout the pandemic. So.
And also, you told me a lot of people that you don't like. So how was it? And tell me.
It was absolutely delightful, I have to say. It was.
What did you prepare?
I did a brisket, I did ribs, and I did chicken.
Beautiful. And did people stay outside?
Yeah, everyone was outside. And it was just like almost profoundly pleasant.
Will you stop overselling it?
Because it had been... Well, don't be a dick. Let me talk about my party just because you decided to back out.
No, but I wasn't there. How pleasant could it goddamn be without me being there?
About 40% more, apparently. But just because it had been the first thing, it was, it just felt like extra nice,
Man. And did you put up streamers?
I did not, no. I put up meat.
And people got to eat the meat near where the pellet thing is, right?
Well, I mean, no, there was a safe distance.
I've
got a large yard.
I don't want to be. Why am I doing a podcast? But first of all, I used to fancy that I wanted to do like a talk show. I'd be the worst. I have no interest in what happened there at your party.
Yeah.
I have no way in. I do have an interest, but I'm so self-absorbed that something happened that I thought I already ruined this story a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking about that.
Okay.
But
well, go back to thinking about the gift you owe me.
Oh, okay.
Right.
What do you want? Do you want something that operates? Do you want something that touches you? Do you want something that you consume? Do you want something?
Well, I could use a big battery. And I could use.
I don't really even know that battery you're talking.
15-year-old iPod.
I probably could hook you up with the iPod, but that's gone now. That's gone now.
It's gone now. Time for a new leaf.
How many people have said to you, I'm sure you backed it up, right?
I did on a computer that long ago died.
Oh. Do you not have some of those? You have all those music, though.
I have most of it. So, not all of it, but it's more just that. It was more just that particular collection of songs that was kind of permanently there.
I've heard that there's not a song on there that I don't love, and also I think your own music is on there.
Yeah,
and Allison's music.
There's little surprises. There's things to remember. Yeah, it was great.
I was trying to think of like are you crying?
Yes.
By the way, if you do murder your wife or your husband, don't do the cry that they do on the Dateline where they go and they put their hands over their eyes. It's so phony.
I came home and I found her in the washing machine.
Sir, why is your voice in a higher register?
Because this is what sorrow sounds like.
No, sir. You sound, first of all, weird, and you sound like nothing that sounds like do you miss your wife?
Well, it's anything but guilt, okay?
And I have to say, Josh, these people, I don't know what it is. It's like, you get more flies with honey. Everybody takes out more insurance on the person they're killing. They just can't. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't. There's one thing where I was watching. The guy isn't even related to the person.
They're taking out insurance.
Oh, I love watching murder. That's not mine.
Yeah.
I don't like the murder part. I really don't like the part, and I'll turn it off if it's like they were chopped up in parts. And I want nice murders. What am I talking about? Just why don't you introduce things into your life besides that, Andy? You stupid, dramatically limited. Your father was right about you, Andy. You're not smart. Thank you, Larry Kindler. Hey, Larry Kindler, you saved us a lot of money on him going to graduate school for physics. Larry. I could have been a lawyer like my brother. No. See?
Did your parents...
Larry.
By the way, did your parents pay for you to do acid for 4 years?
This is something that I think that I paid some of my way, but it was only $1,900 a year all in.
Okay.
So even if I remembered that I paid for something, who cares, old man? Go shuffle off somewhere. That was before were they called colleges back then? What they called them? I went to university upstate New York in the Adirondacks. I don't know what I'm doing now, but
I don't know either.
I don't know. But you know what?
You went southern to go north.
I really am proud of not proud of myself, but if all else fails, I'd like to know, if they say I'm going to kill your whole family if you can't do a decent accent, I think I could pull off a southern thing. Now, if you notice, Josh, I did not react to what sounded like a honking sound coming from you.
No, because that's the beauty of having separate tracks.
Right. So now I've ruined it, but I was almost not going to ruin it. I was almost going to just completely ignore it like a pro.
You're still talking in a place that is eventually going to be cut out. So if you'd like
okay.
to. All right.
Do you want me to add more?
No, up to you, really, I guess.
No. You know, I just want to say, you've told me a million times, you said to me, Andy, I love to edit the show. I don't know what I would do with my week if I didn't edit. There's something about hearing your voice, Andy.
That extra 7 hours on the weekend, really.
You know, Andy, I don't know if you ever notice or you ever think that maybe I have a lot of anger towards you, or if you ever think of that, just remember something. I have to listen to your horrible, high-pitched, Jew-like, see, I make you anti-Semitic.
Right.
I have to listen to your overly Jewish voice and your constant mouth sounds you make. I don't think I make as many mouth sounds anymore.
Well, you do since you decided, I'm going to start eating during the show again.
That is a lie. I ate tonight. I had French fries tonight.
Yeah, I heard.
Let me tell you something. I have low blood sugar. If I hadn't, which is more important, for me to be on time or for...
How about you eat a fucking banana at 5'2", huh?
Hey, choo-choo. I also have more food here that I don't think is going to work. Pretzels?
No.
Negative.
No.
I have chocolate, but I'm good, though. I'm good from the day-old French fries. Or as they called them at the restaurant, frite.
Yeah. Get your money's worth. Big money, I hear.
What do you mean? No, that was mean for you. It was over $200. $200.
Wow.
Yes. So don't say that I'm cheap.
What did you get so extra?
I think I got ripped off. Well, the steak was $53.
Okay.
The chicken was $39.
Okay.
Then we got warm goat
The lack
cheese.
of class, priceless.
We had warm goat cheese.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
We ordered it cold.
Then we had two good. The desserts. Chocolate mousse, and I had an apple tart.
1936. Apple tart, over 20.
There were fries that came with the steak. I ordered more.
Wow.
A side of Bordelaise sauce. Check. It still sounds high.
Was it Postmates?
No, it's DoorDash. What's happening? When you say that part, I don't even know if it's Grubhub. I think it's mostly DoorDash, where they say with the part it says $35 or something. We charge 22% service charge. They said to me to keep DoorDash going.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
You're doing this just to make me seem cheap because you give a lot to charities.
Yeah, and DoorDash.
I think Grubhub seems to be more reasonable, but I'm not endorsing any of them. Do you go? I didn't even know that.
Well, if you do a lot of DoorDash and don't have the Dash Pass, you're making a mistake.
Oh, is that what you have?
I did do that, yeah. It's like $10 a month, and it pays off. if you eat a lot.
Okay, well maybe
DoorDash.
Well, maybe I'll do. So that's that's the horse that brought you in. Well, how about caviar? I don't see you on caviar a lot.
I don't even know what that is.
And then Postmates, I don't see you. Postmates is what people talk about around the country.
Yeah, Postmates. I always end up spending a gajillion dollars for Postmates deliveries.
You know why? Because that guy, that bicycle's very expensive that guy drives around.
True enough.
I'm on tonight, Josh. I'm on tonight. If you're worried that I leave my conversation. So on tough weeks like this, are you sleeping at all?
I'm off and on.
Yeah. And then you don't know what's going to happen every day.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I really put a nice spell on that, didn't I? I got to tell you that.
Anything else terrible about what's going on for me?
No, but I heard the Knicks won.
They did. I think they're 1-1 now.
Of what? What could be happening now? There shouldn't be anything.
It's the
first round
of the playoffs, yes.
They haven't been in the playoffs in a long time. It's sad.
Well, now it's happy.
Yes, now we're happy, and I root for my team because they're in the playoffs.
I actually like the Knicks this year.
How come LeBron?
I'm a Julius Randle fan because he started off as a young Laker.
Now you got me excited. How come LeBron James wouldn't say whether he got vaccinated?
Because he was trying to maintain some privacy about his life.
Yeah. Why can't he? Well, so now I'm on that side of it. Do you know what? I have the theory, and this is probably wrong, that he is too powerful a man that he could knock COVID off of his shoulder. But that's not true about COVID, is it? Necessarily.
Not necessarily, no. Some people die.
Right, but you don't hear big, strong athletes in their prime.
No, but the ones who get it they actually are more prone to respiratory complications.
Oh, like some of the basketball players got pretty sick, right?
Yeah.
The respiratory thing is what I don't like at all. I don't like anything about it, but the respiratory things that last your whole life, not for me, Josh.
No, you don't want that?
No, I'm very proud of myself. I don't want to make it all about me. My wife and I, we hid out here like it was a hideout.
All right, so here's the thing. You know how I like TV, Andy?
Oh, but TV is not your problem.
No, TV's not the problem. Once in a while, a commercial, though.
Uh-huh.
I believe there's a musical way of saying this.
Oh, it's not TV. Not TV. It's those commercials that get me. It's not TV. Not TV. It's those commercials that get me.
There's a thing.
I like the way you had to tell me there's this thing because I'm so thick.
Just was trying to help.
I didn't know until you said that was where the thing was.
So there's this thing called Baiju's Future School.
Who?
It's called Baiju's Future School. BYJU' Future School. And it's some sort of homeschooling service or something. I'm not sure.
How's Bayou? Like that?
No, it's Baiju's. Baiju's is that's what's sort of sticking with me. BYJU', but it's pronounced Baiju's.
Baiju's.
Yeah. So it's Future School, but it's Baiju's.
But they don't play that angle so much, right? They claim that it's...
There doesn't seem to be a Semitic thing that's overt.
What is this?
But it's still by Jews.
And why are we ordering it?
I don't
exactly.
know. I don't know because it was muted. But I've seen it
now,
times.
But what you're telling me though is that's not what normally bothers you when you watch television, right?
No, I like the shows.
You like TV?
I like.
You like the invention of television.
It's not TV.
You like the invention of television. You're not going to say you hate that.
No, Philo Farnsworth is okay in my book.
Philo T. Farnsworth.
Okay, as a middle initial, if you want to let him in too, fine.
I'm telling you, we are working under. Well, why do I say we are working under? What pressure am I under? What kind of week have I had? I have had nothing.
You had a very expensive French meal delivered to your home by some sort of servant.
No, that was extra. I forced a guy to dress in I don't know, what would be a very denigrating outfit?
A kilt, bagpipe player, maybe?
insisted that someone named Jeeves deliver my food. Is what I did. Hello? Are you there? Hello? Hello?
Sorry, I was.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I think something happened to Josh.
I was looking
Susan,
up Jeeves on Alta Vista.
what is Alta Vista?
It's an even older search engine than Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, that's great, pal. Why don't you go look that up on Internet Explorer, Netscape?
I believe that was the search engine I used when I wowed you all those years ago by looking something up and finding it.
Yes, when I fancied.
We came over to your house for a dinner and we were looking at, I think Soho was the question.
Oh, that's right. You wowed me like I'd never been
wowed the whole
before.
room with by looking something up on the internet.
And Susan and I, to this day, Susan and I, we should go to magician shows because we're still saying, how did he do it?
It really was like that.
He didn't call Will Durst, unbeknownst to us.
Right.
Oh,
holy crap.
Holy Krishmandoka Bing Gang. And what else is
I don't
in the
know.
news?
Captain, it's the lull alert.
I know we did hit the lull. Let me see if I've written down. I did write down a lot of things.
We didn't do any homework this week.
No, but I wonder if I watched anything that I'd like to report back about, any movies or shows.
I watched the first half of And Justice for All last night, which I haven't seen in many years. Al Pacino.
From the 70s, right?
Yeah, like very late, like 79, maybe even 80.
I never even knew that was a good movie.
It's pretty good.
Oh.
Written by Barry Levinson and Valerie Curtin.
I don't know that second name.
Jane Curtin's sister.
Oh. Well, that sounds good. And it's Jack Warden and Jeffrey Tambor and John Forsythe and Al Pacino, obviously. And I was watching it. I'm going to watch the second half after this, in fact. But it was on TCM, and there was both Mankiewicz brothers there to introduce it. Isn't that like a small? When you look at that and you go, we have it all going on. We're in Hollywood,
and I got to tell you, our friend Josh doesn't quite give it all up for the cable.
Oh, really?
He didn't have full Mank energy. I mean, he was compelling and all. And I love the Josh Mankiewicz, but he didn't bring the full Mank for this intro.
Oh man, we are not that far away from show business meals, my friend. I see it in the distance.
Yeah, I'd do it now.
I know, but I'm not doing it.
And what's your rationale for that? Just pure fear? I mean, or do you have an actual sort of...
eating in restaurants is one thing I haven't done yet. I've eaten outside.
Yeah, that's like right there.
You're talking about outside. You're talking about outside. Yeah. I guess you know what it is? It's not that I'm not ready for it. It's just that my default answer on things is, wait a second. Because you just don't know what things are going to be like. And
But why don't you believe in your vaccine?
That is not exactly, I don't know. You're talking about a thing where you're talking about an area of life that involves OCD. So when you...
No, I'm not trying to press you, obviously.
Oh, I don't know. So I'm actually saying I don't know.
I'm trying to explore it myself with you.
Okay, I've drawn...
Just to get through this last 10 minutes or so.
No, that hurt. No, but it's like Susan and I, we were like, we're not going to a restaurant. That's just not something we're doing right now. What we're talking about for the anniversary. So it wasn't just seemed like we're not doing that yet.
Yeah.
And there's something about, I don't want to swap a lot of air with someone who has it.
Yeah, but there's a really very low occurrence of it in our city right now, and you'd be outside, so you wouldn't actually be swapping.
So that's where I think it's the OCD part, because it's like, I think I'm waiting for a time period to happen.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for, everyone's now out. I'm more of a, what's that called when you do it when you bandwagon it?
I'm
Are
kind
you
of
planning on a big event for me?
No, I know that there's no win in that.
There's no win when you do go out to eat with me. Because you know what I was thinking of? There's a restaurant near here that has a very vigorous outside area.
Yeah.
That's that's where I see maybe going.
Well, when you're ready, let me know.
Yeah. But the other thing that's weird is I don't have a desire to eat out. It's like, has affected.
I really do now.
Oh, okay. So that's the thing that's weird is like, in some ways.
I haven't been. I mean, it's not that I'm afraid to. I just haven't had occasion to, really. I was going to go out on my birthday, but, shit was just, life was too, it just felt like more drudgery than a privilege that particular day.
Yes. And I also think the presence of the fact that we had this thing, I'm still in that kind of like somewhat shell shocked. I've got way too much hand sanitizer on hand. I know we're going to have to transition out of that because it's not.
Yeah, no, I think eventually you are going to have to push yourself through just for quality of life. But I don't think that there's not an urgent rush at all.
No, but there is
other than I don't think you're going to be, because I do believe in the vaccine pretty strongly. I don't think it's going to, I don't think nothing's going to make things safer 2 weeks from now or a month from now than now for you, in my opinion.
I can see that. But there's another factor that's separate from this is that this whole thing has made me really reconsider life decisions.
Sure.
And specifically in terms of how much I'm going to go out on the road and when I'm going to go out on the road. Because I still don't now, like, I shouldn't be scared of planes then, but for some reason planes are the most scary place to me.
Yeah.
Are you not scared? I mean, you're not scared of anything. You'll go anywhere.
I'm pretty unscared at this point. I would go out on a plane just because it's still masked and it's still a lot of air exchange going on a plane. And the fact that I'm now vaxxed takes that extra,
Yeah. Extra. But for sure, and of course, it doesn't always happen with everybody that during a once in a lifetime event, you also lose two people. I mean, like a lot of stuff happened that I no longer have New York to go back to like I used to have to. So there's a lot of things I think are going to be different, but I'm not scared about that. Like I'm not frightened that I won't travel enough.
No,
I think I've traveled so much.
It sounds like you feel freed more than inhibited.
Exactly. That's exactly true. I don't even watch. You know what's interesting? Well, it's not interesting. I haven't watched the news at all. Really, I watch none of those shows.
Yeah, well, I think that makes sense. It was just
I didn't think it would ever stop, though.
Yeah, well, it's nice.
I didn't think I'd be able to. It was hard when he first was in office because you still didn't believe. And I know I'm going to get upset again soon. Something will happen.
Sure.
How about you? Are you watching anything or? Although you've had stuff to do.
Yeah, but I still have news on a lot, but I don't, it's a whole different, level of engagement.
I just thought to myself, I forgot that we were doing a show and I was thinking to myself, I'm really keeping you a long time when you've got a lot of stuff going on.
Wow, for a second we were having a real conversation and it spooked you.
Yes, it spooked me to be myself. Well, you know what you can't manufacture on a podcast? You can't manufacture just be the way you would be all the time because we don't talk on the phone that much. Well, we wouldn't be talking on the phone.
We do a lot now, let's be honest.
Right. But yes. Well, that hopefully, and if you're planning on doing a podcast, definitely you do get over some of the initial jitters,
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to think of how you feel about it differently, but I feel not. But I still could feel like that I don't want to talk to, and I don't look forward to it. That could still happen at any time in your life.
You don't look forward to what?
To doing that. I might go, I don't want to do the podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, that might still happen, but right. The degree of, fear, I used to have not fear, but more like stiffness.
Right.
As we all know, America knew it.
That's right.
Making sense. The forced. Trying to be funny all the time, not listening.
Right.
I mean, I envy the people who start listening from the first show on.
Yes, because it's a journey.
I told you that. Yeah, I think I told you that that's the Kardashians. All they do is talk in metaphors, and they mix up the metaphors. And we're on a journey. And except that, like, if they were on a trip, they would never call that a journey. It's all stuff that's not really a journey.
All right.
They go, I'm on a journey, and then the next sentence, and I'm closing a chapter in my life.
Right.
And they'll have no
I have to
sense
interrupt
at
the
all.
journey because I have to travel.
So true. So, I'm very upset. Yeah, I have to go to Texas this week. Well, you were on a journey. Oh, no. I wasn't on that kind of journey. I had to stop my journey because of traveling. I had to stop reading. I had to stop. I don't know the chapters. There are so many overused metaphors and analogies, but I don't know if the chapters are the most overused. I would say the most overused today. I know you're dying to hear this. The most overused today are social media things, mostly.
How do you mean?
You know? Like, okay, well, this isn't one, but
Wait, what?
everyone is saying now, and I don't know how it started. It's been a minute. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the one show I'm watching.
Yeah,
It's been a minute.
That's been around for a minute.
Don't you hate it?
I don't. It is such a part of the
Vernacular?
the vernacular and lexicon now that it's fine. But it's been around a long time, Andy.
Well, I'm not claiming. That's why I think. Well, I'm watching the Kardashians. Oh, that's interesting because we watched all the seasons of the Kardashians. So maybe where they started using it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But when you see something come up spontaneously and then go away, you start to see how ridiculous everything. You know, like
It's one of those things that went from black to white, and it was an awkward transition. But it's been a long time now.
It's been, Andy, really, it's been a long. Well, I can't help it. I'm just, they call me the linguist comedian. They call me the language guy.
You're the Noam Chomsky of podcasting.
Yes. It's not just funny what I say, but when I start telling you where it came from in French, it's just like that guy. I can't think of his name because it's not Ricky Gervais, but he's a guy and he does his act in many languages. Come on, Eddie Izzard.
Yes.
Everything with him is a challenge.
Yes.
Could you do Shakespeare in German? I couldn't do Shakespeare in English, Josh.
All right.
I wish somebody had hung up on somebody a couple
Well,
minutes
now that you
ago.
brought it up, it makes it feel unnatural because I was pretty poised to do it, but now I got to swing it.
No, that's not true. I don't even believe.
I got to bring the ship around now.
No, you don't. You just I'm
Really?
going to do it to you. I'm going to do it to you.
All right, do it, please.
I'm ready. You
Okay,
ready?
I invite you to.
And now,
But then again, you don't take invitations.
You were born with a grudge to bear, you carry it everywhere. You don't hesitate to let it out, get it out, find something to fight about. When life gets you down, you look for someone to push you around. You believe that you're the one who understands what's going on. You're always out looking for who did what to who. You got a chip on your shoulder, you just can't get over it. You have to punch it out. You say there's nothing else to do when everybody bothers you.
good morning, Cambodia.
Good morning. How are you?
You were so amazed that if I invested in current computer equipment, things start to work out.
Well, no, actually, I was answering my computer was asking me questions I didn't really understand, so I was off.
It wasn't even.
I was off the
related
rails.
to me.
Yeah.
What does on the rails mean?
It means on the rails towards going somewhere in a controlled manner.
I don't even know what rails are. They like tracks of some type.
I don't know how to answer that, Andy.
Well, if they go running off the rails,
Yes,
is
it's a
that
train. Have you heard
is
of?
the
Have you
railroad
heard
track?
trains? Yes.
Yeah, but they go running off the tracks.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
I think I
yeah.
got it now.
Right.
I got it now.
Or off the
I got
rails. Yeah.
No, but off the rails, that's where I got confused because you do that with cocaine.
Yeah, but it's
in
also
in the 90s, we used to do rails.
Railroad.
But you don't think rails of cocaine was the original?
No, those were lines of cocaine in my vernacular.
No, as it got worse.
People did rails. I understand that. But that wasn't, people in rehab were off the rails.
That's true. I'm glad we straightened it out, though, because a lot of the listeners have been asking me about it.
Yeah.
Am I drunk?
I don't know. It's early. So probably.
A lot of listeners.
We're still in the mimosa zone for Mr. Kindler.
I just want to say, I woke up, I had a margarita. Just one little margarita. Come on, the drunk guy, I don't do him well.
I enjoyed it. It was very, there was something.
It was good. Are we good? Does our sound good? And I don't mean it in terms of the quality of the material.
Yeah, everything's fine. If that's what you're referring to.
This is I just want to say one thing. It's Friday morning. It's 72 degrees downtown Los Angeles, and coming up in a half hour, we're still going to be giving away Aerosmith tickets, and they're not touring.
No, they haven't been vaxxed yet.
They haven't been vaxxed yet. But I don't know where I was going with that 65 degrees. I just like saying, I don't know if you know that I like that DJ guy coming up in a half hour.
At least it's
Josh.
At least it's morning, so it's more appropriate.
How about DJ? A morning zoo DJ, but he talks alternative comics. Okay, 60 degrees coming to Josh Elvis Weinstein from Cinematic Titanic. Now, you guys, it's some pretty funny stuff, right, Josh?
Right there, Andy. Andy in the morning.
Can you imagine them having esoteric things in the morning zoo?
Yeah. Well, we did some morning radio.
I know, but that's as close as it gets. From the ballet. 16 degrees this morning. Don't forget to put it on time for your tickets to see the remaining survivors of Journey will be appearing at the thing. And now, okay, I have a terrible disease that I have. It's called. I say something, I forget what I was saying. I realize what I was saying probably wasn't that good.
Yeah.
It's not appropriate.
All right.
And then I forget where we are, and then I have to go, what was I saying? And then you have to say, I'm not telling you what you were saying, you fucking stupid Jew. And I go, why are you calling me a Jew, Josh? Because you're a Jew. But Josh, you're Jewish as well. Not like you are, you stupid. You make me uncomfortable. Your Judaism makes me uncomfortable, Andy. Josh, I hope people do hear this so they can really hear. Because I don't care.
Hanging out with you is like wearing a star.
Hey, look, I have nothing against the Jews, but until you came along.
I was passing.
I was passing. That would be a good show, and I do believe that you could pass. Probably better than me, right?
I think better than you.
We both look Jewy.
That's not a high Jew bar, but
we both look extremely Jewy.
I don't know. I don't know.
But what's your okay? Now, when you say that, I know when I say that, what does that mean? Is that racist? Yes, all self-hating Jews.
I feel like I have a sort of an ethnic blank slate going.
Well, because you're from Minnesota,
right?
And so you feel like you can't even tell how would you know they're Jews?
I think maybe when I had my full head of Jew hair, I was probably, more easy to spot.
Wait, did you ever play up your hair? I mean, did you ever go long with your hair?
Oh, yeah.
I remember.
Oh, yeah, I did everything with my hair, baby.
Was it mullet-like?
Sure, I had that going at one point.
You didn't wear an acid.
It wasn't the true, like, hockey player mullet. But yeah, it was a mane. How about that?
Well, as we've often said, Hicks had a little bit of a mullet.
He had a little bit of a mullet at times, yeah.
And not even the greatest comics can necessarily overcome the fashion.
Killer Bees also had a mullet.
That's the thing. They're not the same comic. No. Killer Bees. In that particular area, you could say that Killer Bees was as advanced as Bill Hicks. Oh, that was a bad joke. Take that out and also take everything else out.
That.
Take everything else out that I've done.
All right.
I dare you. If we had $1 million and if I give you $2 million to replace, okay. $500,000 to replace me in every show. See, it's getting less now. Getting less.
Yeah, I would still probably do that. Take that deal.
$100,000 to not talk to me ever again.
That's a starter.
That's awfully attractive, my friend. I hope there's no trick to this. No, I'm not eating, Josh. You're wrong again. I'm not eating, Josh. In case you were wondering.
No,
I
could tell that was a beverage moo.
No, it's not even. It's like, what would you eat? You know, once I went on the commercial edition for someone drinking.
No,
liquid.
but why do you think it's okay to do that?
Because I had nothing else to eat. Because I had nothing to eat.
You can eat before. You always know when we're doing this.
I didn't, though.
It's inappropriate to eat while you're on a microphone.
Yes, it is. No, you are. Look, you can't win an argument when you're right. First of all, I wasn't even drinking anything. I was doing a bit.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, I wish I had more of that shake. I have no time. Very busy over there. You don't understand what happens over here. It's easy for you over there a couple of blocks away.
Start your panic 5 minutes earlier and you can
What
eat.
is this, boys? This boys has to be eliminated.
Which one?
Let me hear
one
more time. No, yours. Let me hear one more time.
It's like
Dr. Phil.
No, it's Excited Seinfeld. Start your panic 5 minutes before you eat.
But I really do think you'd be a very cruel Dr. Phil. I don't know what your problem is.
No, I would, absolutely.
There's a good podcast called Behind the Bastards.
We're talking about this again.
Which just basically takes down people that are very obnoxious.
Yeah.
And they take down Dr. Phil. I know you say he's a hero, but they kind of take down Dr. Phil a little bit.
Okay.
And also Dr. Emmett Oz.
Yeah.
Mehmet Oz.
Yeah.
What's the difference? If you had to say, well, you probably know. Why do they like Mehmet Oz better than Dr. Phil? This is this show Behind the Bastards.
Yeah.
Because Mehmet Oz at least is a good doctor.
I'm saying yeah because you've told me all this before.
Oh, God damn it. You know what? What's the point of it? When did I tell you on the show?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, forget it. All right, you would ask me to remind you about that thing. So there you go, fuckface. And fuckface at the end.
All right.
And fuckface. This is what you have to put up with. You've had a rough week family-wise. You're hanging by a flea. That doesn't sound like the right analogy.
Yeah, but the analogy pales to fuckface.
Look, fuckface.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, what's wrong with that? That's right. In the old days, that's what Frankie and Sammy would, not Frankie, but Frank and Sammy, we call each other fuckface.
Uh-huh.
I apologize. You're right.
No need.
No. We're already is there any reason? Could there be anything more unpleasant about what I'm doing? Yes.
It could be longer.
I like this new character who it's not obsequious, but it's kind of just like.
I think you keep introducing characters that might just be you.
I like this new character of I'm doing the guy who's like very selfish, self-absorbed. Right. I like it. And, he loses his place a lot. I think it's very full character.
Yes, it's fleshed out.
Does not care about others, even though he pretends. No, that's not true, though. I do care. I care a lot, goddammit. Is that your Norm Chomp? You know.
I hate you.
No. Hey, that's a good sting. I hate you. But you already did it better. Ha 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 ha. Uh-oh. Hey, you want to do the joke or should I do it? It's closer to you.
Potato.
I was talking about a siren joke. You can't hear it?
No.
It's coming at me.
I can't hear it.
Well, I hope it's my agent.
No, Andy, you can't get arrested.
That was the best. That laugh that you just did there was the best. Kind of like the most insulting fake laugh. It was like, ha ha, ha 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 ha. Boy, you're really good with the jokes today, Kindler. It's like an easy laugh.
Teeing up another classic.
Because it's an easy laugh, which it implies that nothing is out of control. You know what I mean? You're not
Right.
laughing so hard, you're gasping for air. One thing we forgot to say, because we only talk one day a week before the big close, Phil Mickelson, who I had used to love, then started to hate because of his politics.
Yeah.
And had I not hated him for his politics, I could have enjoyed his 50-year-old win at the PGA.
I know. What an amazing triumph to finally prove that 50-year-old white guys can play golf.
It doesn't, it really does make golf seem worse in a way, right? Right? Because they're like, oh, he's 50. Maybe he could be 90. What if he was 100 and he won? Because all you have to do is make it to the next hole. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, it just has to go well.
Yeah. There's no time limit. Oh, that guy didn't fill out his card right. That's the worst. That's the worst infraction you can do. I've never heard of a sport where the goddamn players have to score themselves. What's the point of that?
Yeah. Is it really a sport when you can get penalized for a clerical error?
Is that Dennis Miller?
I don't know what it was.
Pickle says, are you ready for Pickle says or not yet? Because
Yeah,
we're
Pickles
on.
says, who would you like most to have breakfast with? Danny Kaye, Danny Thomas, or Danny, my high school buddy?
I would go, well,
I'd go Danny Thomas, 100%.
yeah, I think I would go Danny Thomas. There's
But not at a glass table.
Oh, you knew he would bring it up. I wasn't going to bring it up. I certainly hope that I don't get into that hobby. All I think of as no CD person is how I would be castigated for my hobby. I'm already calling it a hobby.
It's just a hobby.
It's just a hobby. Maybe Danny Kaye, because I would think Danny Kaye could do like funny voices and things, which they wouldn't be funny, but they would be funny sounding.
I would be so like, can I get you another chalice? Would you like another vessel of wine?
What, are you trying to tee him up?
Yes.
He loves to do it.
Right, exactly. Like it would be an arm twist.
And the schlicky and the flocky and the fluky and the flu. And then you got who's the third one? Oh, so Danny, you went to high school with Pickles? Is that true?
Why, yeah, I did.
And what was she like, Pickles?
She was always first in line. And rarely seen on camera.
Folks, he's doing a Pickles. Who played Pickles? She wasn't bad, Pickles.
She was fine.
I remember
I don't
her.
remember the actress's name, however.
Yeah, but I remember her coming on and doing, because back in the not the old days, these weren't the oldest days, but in early television, the people playing the side characters were sometimes not actors, I don't think. They were so horrible.
Would you like to do your
Mr.
impression?
Cramden?
Would you like to do your impression? Okay, good.
Mr. Cramden? I don't know, Mr. Cramden.
Right.
No, we need you down at the he needs to be at the raccoon hall.
Right. It was radio actors, I think was the problem.
That's what it was. Radio actors. We've been attacked by Orson Welles. I just thought the other day though I bet Orson Welles was not a good friend to have. I mean, Ben Mankiewicz kept him at an arm. It was fun there.
Yeah.
No, did I mix up two anecdotes?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
Orson Welles hung out with Bogdanovich forever.
Yes, exactly.
And then there was
the Mankiewicz never did.
And there's the Henry Jaglom book, The Lunches with Orson stuff.
I would love to be an annoyed fly on the wall of listening to those.
There's
two
a
guys
book.
talk.
You can be.
What's it called?
Lunches with Orson, I think.
Is that
we've talked about
Jaglom?
it on the show.
And is Jaglom?
Yeah.
I don't remember talking about it.
It was a couple of years back when I was.
Did you read the book?
When I was in my Orson Welles phase. Yes, I did. It was great.
Well, because
It was
Jaglom
you got a real complete sense of what.
because you get a pretty good sense on Ben Mankiewicz's podcast about Polly Platt.
Yeah.
Because he just moves in. He moves in with the Bogdanoviches, and he annoys the children.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, there is no greater blowhardy prototype than Orson Welles.
And then he slams Bogdanovich on TV. I think he was living with Bogdanovich.
Yeah, no, he totally stabbed him in his back. Yes.
Oh, yes. Whoa, I heard you were doing a movie with Peter Bogdanovich. Well, I certainly don't have a death wish, do I?
Yes, no, he was just this, he was this petty, tiny giant.
I know. He might be one of our greatest horrible characters.
Yeah,
because he had it all.
Well, yeah. There's the tragedy element of it.
Right.
Much of which he went to lunch on for half of his life.
He dined on his own tragedy.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I find him both insufferable and completely magnetic at the same time.
Yeah, like I could probably watch. I bet you can watch, like on YouTube. I would watch probably any interview he did on some late night show. Or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just, I don't know. It's just no one can pull off that kind of pomposity anymore. That is a 20th century pomposity.
Oh, so good. And not really even drug caused, right?
No, just
all him.
I mean, I think, there was a large list of indulgences, I think. Most of them,
right.
Laziness and food, I think.
I love the fact that you could be that pretentious, and he really could charm in any situation. He could charm the pants off of someone, I bet, when he wanted to.
Yeah. He spent so many years just selling gravitas on the cheap.
Well, he doesn't wear well in a Me Too, and not even the Me Too part.
Yeah, because lechery wasn't really part of his thing.
No, not lechery, but just the fact that he thought that that he thought he was the greatest, and
yeah.
I guess he wasn't was he misogynist? That may not have been one of his things.
I don't think of that as one of his things, really.
No, you don't have room for everything when you're a egomaniac.
Exactly.
Maybe sex would have that would have taken him away from his main topic, which was him and what he's doing.
It might well have.
It might well have. And also, I love the actors. He's from that generation where people did talk like actors. What are you talking about, Klein?
Yes. Well, I mean, he started as a teenager because of his booming voice, pretending to be a much older man.
Yes. Well, that's the thing too, is he's not the British guy that he probably would like to be in a way, right?
I don't think he wants to be British.
No, he doesn't want to be British. I realized that fell apart.
But he wants to be classical.
I'm trying to think if there was anybody he was like these guys like John Huston. I mean, I wonder if he wanted to be like Hemingway.
No, I'm sure he had some 2-line evisceration of Hemingway.
The man speaks so simply, you might as well just jot it down on a piece of paper. In July. I love him. Do you want the books I was given by Scott Carter? What a great present. I'll never read them, though.
But
I don't read. There's a 2-volume history of Orson Welles.
Yeah.
I'll take it. If is it wrong to give away a present? No.
No,
Scott
now
Carter.
that you've said it, you've already insulted Scott Carter. Why not get some use out of it?
Yeah, it's right. Get them use out of it. But right now, it's up in my thing right now being useful. Like at a party, I could say, hey, have you read that? Not bad. Oh, he was a very, what I do is at a party, I sit myself close to that. I go to a party. And then I say, oh, yes, I've read a lot of, oh, yes, he was a very complex man, I say.
Yes. Victor Hugo.
Oh, do we ever figure out why I was saying Victor Hugo?
No, still don't know. Still don't really care, I have to admit. Tweet Bahara says, I'll be 64 in September. What's the minimum age to be considered an altacocker?
I can't believe that. Tweet is exactly he's 1 year younger than me.
Yeah.
But he's right in there. He's in there. You're part of the club. We'll meet. If you lived in L.A., we'd all meet once a week at the places that Chuck McCann, the Sportsman's Lodge, although I don't think that's crummy enough to have like a...
It's gone now. It's been...
You mean it's been torn down?
I don't know if it's been fully torn down, but it's transitioning.
And not to be reconstructed, right?
No, it's done.
No, it's not going to work anymore.
But so in answer to Tweet Bahara's question, not to mosey you along, but that first question took about 15 minutes. The Altacocker, I don't think you can't assign a number. It's purely a state of mind.
Oh, yeah. You could be that way at 40.
Yeah.
But it gets progressively worse.
Yeah, no, at some point it becomes unmistakable.
You just have to do things like an old man, and then you can join various clubs. That would be, I don't know. I went off the track there. No, but I was like thinking.
You didn't go off the rails, though. I understand.
I didn't go off the rails. But when you get older, there are organizations that you can join that will remind you of your age, but you're not going to, that doesn't mean like the Rotary Club but it's like whatever your version is of meeting once a week.
Right. We don't have the Friars anymore, but yeah.
Yeah.
For us, it would have been that.
You have to do something like that's fun the first couple of times, and then you all hate each other.
If you're going to the club, there's a good. You might be an Altacocker.
If you're watching the Sunshine Boys with the sound, you just might be an Altacocker.
Jason Parton says, when I was a kid, some of my teachers thought I had ADD, as it was called back then. Andy in the first bit of last week's show is what I think I was probably like.
I didn't hear the first bit.
It was hard. It was hard for everyone.
And was it because I couldn't figure out what I was talking about?
That was the one where I had to go, you know what, maybe we should do daytime.
You know what's unbelievable is your spin of what the show is like from your point of view.
The one that I have to listen to again after we record it.
Towards the end, we had to make the meetings to the degree that he could talk on the phone. We made them.
It eventually became a good day, bad day situation.
Yes. It was early enough
I would text Susan and say, is he having a good day?
I don't like the idea that you're texting Susan. Just stay away from the house.
Get over it.
Stay away from the house. I don't want you. I'm really mad now. I don't want you to be my deathbed guy.
All right.
No, no one else is going to do that job. What a horrible job. Deathbed MC.
Good luck farming that shit out.
Hey, I gotta go for a few minutes. Can someone take over? Oh no, we don't. This is the worst job ever.
Who books that?
You know, Andy would have been confused here because he always said he wanted a woke. Hello? Susan looks sad. Susan, why are you sad? He hadn't said anything interesting in the last 12 years. Oh, she's crying. But not from the event, ladies and gentlemen.
He died with the PIN number.
Susan looks at, oh, no, it's just that my stomach hurts. Okay, Susan. Anyway.
Look at this turnout for Andy's funeral. You know what they say? Give the people what they want. Am I right?
We 7 people here today are at a momentous occasion.
I forgot to call Rent a Minion.
Uh-huh. I don't want to say that Andy was the people didn't like him, but look at the turnout.
Yes.
I don't want to say people are glad that he's dead, but everybody here seems
Everybody, I want you to turn to the person next to you, walk across the room to the person nearest you, and hold hands.
Would anybody else care to say anything else? His brother was worse.
Tweet Bahar's back to say, thank you, Andy, for saying champing at the bit instead of chomping. These little things matter. Nice of you to say, Tweet Bahara.
And it's just about the only thing that I know about like that.
I know. I let it go by because I knew you would crow about saying the right word.
Yeah, because I used to say Noam Chomsky for many years.
Yeah,
that wasn't good.
That's dumb sounding. Jason Parton came back with a twist of the knife and maybe the second half in reference to your ADD thing. Oh, that may be part.
The twisting of the knife is the worst. It really hurts.
Give me tinnitus.
I totally lost that, Josh. I don't know what you just said. He came back. I don't remember the first letter.
It doesn't matter. Give me tinnitus says, so thoughts.
Give me tinnitus. That's a great name. It's Give Me the Night, right? Just give me, what's that song? Just Give Me the Night.
So Thought Spiral, which is it? Is the cranky Bob Dylan meant to be accurate or an exaggeration? Oh, and can we hear Bob Dylan's long-lost duet of All the Tired Horses with Droopy? Love you guys. Thanks.
No, I absolutely love Bob Dylan. So it's definitely not.
I understand.
Don't stop. I do it.
Yes. All the tired horses, I can relate.
I hate you as my penis.
In answer to your question, Cranky Bob Dylan was initially, at least, meant to be pretty accurate. And then, like most impressions, it got abstracted as we went.
I don't think that's true. I don't think he's cranky. I've spent a lot of time with him. He's my hero, and he's the nicest man in the world. And I almost cried.
You're not allowed within 500 feet of me.
Look, Bob, it's a character.
500 feet.
Look, there's no way
Back up.
You couldn't write Sad-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands and be such an asshole. All right?
Oh, yeah.
You're doing a bit.
Quote my own stuff to me. I love that.
I heard you weren't nice to Sarah.
I heard you weren't nice to Sarah.
And you're not that great. Maybe you're not that great. Didn't you? Wouldn't you? What's so great about that? Shouldn't you?
Oh, yeah. Do me more.
All right. Look, it's Bob Dylan's 80th birthday. He's my hero. And I do not want any of this garbage. Well, it can make it on the show, but I just want to separate myself from the disrespect that this show, Thought Spiral, has exhibited towards Bob Dylan.
Well, thank you to my self-appointed PR guy. I really needed the help. Thank you.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to have to tell Bob Dylan. I didn't know it would take off this good, but it's really good. I actually am. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. The answer, my friend, is shut the fuck up.
The answer, my friend, is blow me.
It's blowing in the blow me. I like it.
Chaotic Neutral says, so my neighbors are from Argentina and don't speak any English. As it happens, the state of Florida insisted that I take 2 years of Spanish a quarter century ago, so our conversations are mostly just me asking where the library is. Should I move or try Duolingo?
What was that last sentence?
Should I move or try Duolingo?
Duolingo? What's Duolingo? Is that
Duolingo is a language app.
Oh, I knew that. I knew it was like, but I couldn't think of. I was going to ask you, is it like the other thing?
Rosetta Stone. It's like Rosetta Stone.
Babel, Rosetta Stone. Yeah.
Or Babel, yes.
Yeah. Why is something called Babel? Nobody wants to babble at the end of it. Everybody's doing the casual. Well, no, Josh, it's going to be okay. You'll get a better show later. You'll get a better. After I die of a drug overdose.
Yeah.
You'll get a better show.
Oh, you are always trying to make me feel better.
That's it. And also, I might leave. I think I have left you money. That's bullshit. I don't have any money.
And by the way, that's the library thing is like an old Tom Parks bit.
Oh. Okay. I don't. I think it's nice that you credited him.
Because I was working really hard to connect with Tom something in my head. Wookie Talkie.
Why do you say it like you're trying to see if it's right? I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying it is more of it's like a refresh.
Okay. Wookie Talkie?
Yeah.
Wookie Talkie asks.
It's both the name and a transition all at once.
Yeah. Palate cleanser.
It's a seg name.
It's Sniglets.
Wookie Talkie says, I Googled, did Cat Stevens ever do a Bob Dylan song? And it gave me Tom Jones instead, singing both Dylan and Stevens. So I guess for Cat Stevens, it is unusual.
What song did he do?
I don't know.
I can't keep it in. I gotta get it. Now, I'm not doing this like a mock.
Now that I lost everything to you, you say you want to start something new.
Now, I love Tom Jones, and he did a great version of the Prince song.
I just want your extra time and your kiss.
Do you know in another life you would have loved to have been in Vegas doing these impressions?
I would have been just like the Legends guy.
Because you love singing. Let's not kid ourselves.
And I like it big.
Right. Yeah, you don't listen to you go for Elvis Costello where I don't know. I was about to do Elvis Costello. That was bad.
Sous Vide says, this Friends reunion show seems very popular. Are there any plans afoot for a Thought Spiral reunion?
Well, there was, it might be coming up already because, I think they have Moon Tower on the books. So they were already clamoring. You may be reading that later.
I'm being followed by Moon Tower. Moon Tower, Moon Tower.
Living in a hoping on the Moon Tower. Why do I go into Jim Neighbors?
I don't know.
Santa Lucia.
So are you booked for Moon Tower?
I think so.
Wow. And you're going to go? There's air
it's
there.
the end of September.
All right.
So I haven't pulled out of anything yet. I did pull out on my wedding night, though, and it was really...
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
I love him so much. Oh, my God. I used to watch that show, Tom Jones, and he would come up and grab that microphone. It was so cool. Tell me, baby, what you'll need me. Say you'll never leave me. Oh, love me tonight. Ow!
You should watch the movie about him, Tom Jones.
How come you didn't tell me there was a movie about him?
It's called Tom Jones.
Okay, I'm going to see. Is there homework for next week? Stop snorting coke. What's our homework?
I don't know. What should our homework be? Not Tom Jones.
Well, it should be a movie that I just watched. No. I think it would be good to watch a movie, so I'll think about it.
All right.
Why should we take up the listeners' time?
I can't make any promises for this.
Oh, that's right. Forget it then.
But we can try. We can try.
Oh, stop. What's that called when you patronize me? Patronizing me. Stop trying to make me feel more than.
Jordy says, hi, guys. You spot a nice tricolor rotini on the top shelf of the cupboard, boil some water, and then notice the Best Buy date on the bag is December 2020. Do you cook it? Where's your cutoff?
You cook it.
Yeah.
And your cutoff would probably be, if it happened at the end of this year, maybe I'd be a little bit hesitant. But the Best Buy date I find to be encouraging. If you do it afterwards.
Yeah, I'm generally kind of a wuss when it comes to sell by Best Buy dates. But for dry pasta, I'm not.
Right. Yeah. And I am more in your camp of throwing things out. I'm so definitely
I'm more
afraid
of a when in doubt, throw it out dude. My dad went by color, so that was...
That's so funny. You can't go by that.
No, you can't.
I don't think things have even changed color when they are poisonous.
So, but it was he who brought out the fear. It made me realize, no, I'm not with you on this, Dad. But yeah, no, I would probably, there's also the factor of noticing after the water is boiled.
What do you see there?
I mean, if I would, if you look at the bag and say it's like 10 months past,
right,
you probably don't boil the water.
Yes.
But if you boil the water and then look at the bag and it's like 10 months past, you go, yeah, it's fine.
Also, if you see like parts of a dead person,
it's going to be boiled.
The boiling to me is the great equalizer.
Yes.
If boiling is part of the recipe,
but
I'll go 10, 15 years after.
But I will. Yes, I will go way longer with the pasta than I would with the sauce. However, with the same date discrepancy.
Yes. So anything tomato based, I get very nervous about.
Yes, it's very scary for you.
Shut up, both of us.
Dan Marsh says, hey guys, in Test Show 210, Stephen Elton Yates asked about books on comedy. Did either of you read Bill Maher's True Story about the club scene in the late 70s and early 80s?
No, I didn't. There's no way.
No, I did not.
Are you kidding me? That's a joke. He calls the names of the comics. He doesn't even use real names. He uses pees a lot. Said to this, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Really? He aliased everybody?
He aliased it in the weirdest way. It's a terrible, terrible book. Did this guy like it? Was it a guy or a gal?
It's Dan Marsh, and he didn't say.
Oh, Dan. I bet Dan didn't like it.
Greg Kelly says this weekend marks the Indianapolis 500, the greatest spectacle in racing. We know Jim Nabors sang back home in Indiana for decades before the race, but did James Mason ever participate in the event?
He goes right past the fact that it's Letterman's home race.
Why, yes, because James Mason is here. Hello.
But wouldn't you like to meet David Letterman?
Would
James
I like
Mason?
to meet David Letterman? No.
Yes, that's what I'm asking you.
No, I only associate with giants.
I never could have imagined, James.
That's why, yes, I was at the Indianapolis 500 to represent the Thunderbird wine car. Thunderbird wine has an interesting taste.
Thunderbird wine.
I'm sorry. Have I fulfilled my contractual obligations?
Yes, you've done a
May
good job.
I go now? All right.
You did a great job.
Thank you, sir.
And you seem slightly more annoyed.
Can you
than
point me
usual,
to the
which I-
airport?
Burbank or LAX?
Indianapolis.
Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot the bit.
I once gave Wayne Newton directions to the airport.
That is a good anecdote. Was that? Now that was from later.
That was from later, indeed.
How was he as a guest?
He was a delight.
Because he punched Carson or threatened to punch.
I was
Carson.
completely charmed by Wayne Newton because he flew himself and drove himself.
Wow. Oh, you mean like his own private plane? No.
Yeah, yes. He flew his own plane and then drove his own car to the NBC and then drove his own car back to the airport.
Wow, that's a maverick almost.
Yeah, it was cool because it was Wayne Newton.
That is so great. That's so great. He's my favorite entertainer.
I actually saw him I took my parents to see Wayne Newton, sort of ironically. And and weirdly enough, a bunch of my friends were in town that weekend to see Tom Jones.
Okay, well,
ironically.
were you playing a club?
No, I just met my parents in Vegas. Just because it was a cheap flight for them and an easy trip for me to meet them somewhere.
Did they like it over there?
No, yeah, it was okay. But one of the things was I got his tickets for Wayne Newton just because it seemed like a funny Vegas thing.
And was it fun?
It was kind of fun. He wasn't great that night, I'll be honest. His voice was kind of out of sorts.
Did he do "Daddy, don't you walk so fast"? My darling cried. My baby cried.
Sure, he did everything
so
you'd
good.
want. He did everything.
And did he play lead?
He played a lot of instruments. But what I mostly remember is wishing I was at Tom Jones backstage with my friends.
Oh, because they were meeting Tom Jones?
I think it was based around a bunch of Simpsons folks, and he had just been on The Simpsons.
So that can't be the way you remember that. That's your parents came to Vegas.
I know.
I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly what you're going through. Over there, the Simpsons are schmoozing with Tom Jones,
Right.
who's a hipper celebrity to watch.
Right.
I would enjoy the Tom Jones show, in fact. Wait, now your dad didn't like Wayne Newton, did he? He was just a Vegas show, right?
Yeah, no, it was in the spirit of Vegas, not in the spirit of taste.
Would they have liked someone like Rickles?
Yeah, sure.
I can't believe I didn't meet your mom and dad or anything like that.
I believe you met my mom, but that's besides the point.
Oh, my God. I keep saying it like, well, never got a chance. You met my mom, you fucking stupid idiot. Yeah, it's too bad. They sound like wonderful people. Yes, one of whom you met. Such a shame.
You were
when people
marooned on
go.
an island for 4 months with them, Andy.
And you are, again... Sorry, I just got a notification from Cameo. Hate to brag.
Call screener Leopold says a riddle for Andy. You love to move around, especially when on the ground. You turn a circle to steer. You use a clutch when shifting gears. You named your car Brad. You loved Brad. When Liberty calls, you do your happy dance. What are you?
I am that guy. Isn't it that guy who did the that maybe the worst commercial of all time, going up to state. You do your happy dance. It's for, I never knew what the commercial was.
Liberty.
Liberty Mutual, right?
Yeah.
Well, you already said Liberty.
Yeah.
That is such terrible commercial. And I don't mind TV. You know?
No.
I like television. I don't mind the circuits. I don't mind the plug of the TV.
All right.
It's not the way it goes on.
5, 6, 7.
Ow, it's not TV. Not TV. It's those commercials that get me. It's not TV. Not TV. It's those commercials that get me.
Ed says, how has being referred to as a star in New York Magazine changed Andy?
How come no one told me this?
I don't know.
This is not possible. This is a joke.
I don't know.
I would have had 45 laminated copies of this.
It would seem you'd at least have a Google alert.
Yeah, exactly. And I would have told you about it 12 times. I would say, look, I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but they called me a genius over here. What do I do about that? I'm ready to see that now. And I am well, first of all, it is inaccurate that I'm a star.
It is. I mean, no, I mean.
They don't even use this is a prank because they don't even say the stars anymore.
Yeah.
The stars were out tonight, Josh. They were out tonight.
Duckman says, hey, Thought Spiral, in your opinion, what musician specifically would make the best comedian? Follow-up for Andy, is Jay Johnston returning to Bob's Burgers, or is he busy?
I haven't looked him up in a couple of weeks. What was the first part again? It was,
what musician specifically would make the best comedian?
well, I think Randy Newman already is funnier than most comedians, and so he would be. He always comes first to mind for me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But there are people who are. I think a lot of musicians are funny, and so.
But a lot of them aren't. And the musicians who pride themselves on being funny are the least funny, generally.
Right, but then I know if I'd seen John Prine at a concert and he was telling a story, that's
John Prine was funny and had taste.
Right.
But musicians are guilty of, a lot of the times it's the jokes that you don't tell that make you good.
Yes.
And musicians aren't hip to that, seemingly.
But you can't make a general rule.
You kind of can. I've been around a lot of musicians.
I mean, boy, I tell you, you really are. I'm trying to think if there's any other things that would be like, where you go, that's a natural fit for comedy. No. I always thought the Beatles were hilarious.
Yeah.
And the Monkees.
Sure. Neil Diamond should have been funnier.
He's unintentionally funnier, for sure.
Yeah. But it's like Shatner funny.
Warren Zevon was pretty funny.
He was funny.
Yeah.
But I think he also suffered from the too many jokes.
Right. Yeah, because a lot of these people, I hear Elvis Costello. Once he gets going, you can't stop him.
Yeah, no, he suffers from that's not as funny as you think it is syndrome.
And he more than most wants to be known as one of the funniest comedians.
He goes very musical sometimes, and then sometimes he's very low key. Mike Parrish says, "Hey gents, I turned 41 today. Happy birthday, Mike Parrish!" And
Happy
I realized
birthday, Mike.
I'm doing the same thing I did the day I turned 21, picking up poop in the sled dog yard. If I only had a nickel, at least in 2021, I get to listen to Thought Spiral while I'm raking turds.
Oh, what is a sled dog? Is that a type of dog?
That's a dog that pulls a sled on snow.
Oh, where is he? Is he up in Alaska?
He's in Bozeman, Montana.
Wow. This is a person. This is a person having a life. What are we doing?
I don't know. We're in his earbuds. We are vicariously having a life.
I walk to the pavilions. I write a journal entry on it.
That was very nice, Mike Parrish. And I have to say, just on a very on a gut feeling level, I like the fact very much that someone with sled dogs listens to us.
Oh, yes, right. Because you are our dog.
Because it's easy for us to imagine a bunch of old Jews huddled around a radio at a nursing home listening.
Yes, absolutely. It's true. Although I've been listening to some of these podcasts about the Mossad going after the Nazis.
Yeah.
And don't mess around with those Jews.
No, they're badasses. I had a cousin in the raid on Entebbe.
Oh, my, wow. Did he talk about it a lot?
If you ask him. Let's do a couple of letters.
We got letters. Oh, that song's been done, right? We've got letters. We've got lots and lots of letters. Letters! Used to be this CBS mailbag.
Yes.
Or it was the old show.
I can't even remember. I think it might have been more late night.
Right. That song was late night.
Hi, Josh and Andy, says Andrew. Longtime listener, first-time emailer. You mentioned that Andy's mouth was in extreme pain at a restaurant after eating tomatoes. I am also a sufferer of Herdy tomatoes disease. My mouth turns into 1,000 paper cuts if I eat any dish containing tomatoes. I was fine until 40, and then bam! This is pretty exciting for me because I've never heard of anyone else who shares this affliction. The weird thing about it is that I always forget I have it until I eat something that tears up my inner cheeks. Just tonight, I had a delicious pasta dish with marinara sauce. Andy, I feel our pain. Love the show, Andrew.
Well, Andrew, I remember very well that this was at Plan B. Is that the name of that place? Plan Check, where we had our burger, where Josh saw me in agony. Now, I'm actually happy to report that nobody cares, but I'm happy to report that I don't have that as much anymore, but I do have weird mouth things.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm sensitive to all kinds of things and heat.
Right.
Heat. If it's two chilies, if they show you a picture of two chilies, forget it.
Two Chili's franchises even.
Side to side. I hate those things where they go, "Ooh, so you're not a robot? Which one of these photos has a bridge?"
Check all the pictures with bad chain restaurants in them.
You can't ask an OCD person to. So ridiculous.
Yeah, you start thinking you are a robot.
Hey, CAPTCHA. Hello, CAPTCHA.
Less Charisma.
That is a great name.
Writes to say, thanks for introducing Hazarai to my vocabulary. The sound of it perfectly evokes what it's meant to represent. It's my new favorite word.
Hazarai
My
really
least favorite word for 52 years running is crotch, for the exact same set of reasons.
Ugh,
how about you guys?
Word.
Any faves? Least faves?
Well, I like all the Yiddish. I like schmata. I like schmuck. So, but I can't think of anything over the time.
Thank you, Leo Roston.
I don't even know that.
Who's
that?
He wrote The Joys of Yiddish.
Oh, now you knew nobody would know that.
No, it was a huge book in its day.
Oh, thanks, Irma Bombeck. That's a good word, though, the Chazarai.
Yeah.
It brings up all of the stuff. You say it as you say it. The guttural sound of it sounds like what it is.
Yes, it's Yiddish poetry.
Now, how Jewish people ever slept with anybody with this horrible language that we have? How did that ever happen?
There's a lot of putting up sheets or something like that. But I don't have. I just wanted to answer the question, which is,
yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't have any. Like, I don't have trigger. Like, some people are very upset by the word moist or stuff like that.
Oh, now I hate that word.
I don't have a word that makes me do that. I like words that put fine points on things.
I hate words that describe sexual acts. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
And you're going to probably say it now, but I don't want you to say it. But I'm telling you that they stink, those words.
I know. Well, I know your least favorite is. That's your least favorite.
That was a little Lou Costello-ish.
I scrolled through the Rolodex. Pal Joey says, I was listening to old Thought Spiral episodes and someone wrote in to ask you if you ever watched Space Ghost. You both seemed mildly familiar, although Andy was questioning if he was on the show or not. I was wondering if anyone ever mentioned this bit to Josh from Space Ghost interview with Dennis Miller. Space Ghost is ignoring Dennis Miller for most of the, quote, interview, while Dennis is making quips and laughing at his own references. Space Ghost is facing completely the opposite direction, arguing with the band leader, Zorak, who keeps referring to Dennis as Arliss. At one point, Dennis dismissively asks, which one is Zorak, Tom Servo, or... Space Ghost immediately turns around and seemingly breaks character to respond, say what, asshole? As a huge MST3K and Space Ghost fan in the 90s, who even as a teenager could tell Dennis Miller was starting to become annoying, that out-of-character response always killed me.
That's so cool. It makes me want to see the Space Ghost more, because I don't think I've seen a lot of them.
Well, one thing is that Hodgson, Joel Hodgson and his brother worked on Space Ghost.
Oh, that I didn't know.
So that might have been part of it. And Dennis Miller was actually a big Mystery Science Theater fan. He was a big booster of the show at one point.
Wow. So I wonder, was that like needling a fan or no, really? It just didn't matter. One thing didn't have to do with the other.
I don't know how. It was probably, it was more inside probably than taking real shots at Dennis Miller is my guess.
Hey, Joe Hodgson, it's Denny. I just want to say, I like that you run a nice shop.
I've always said that Mystery Science Theater and the second half of Abbey Road are the two perfect creative things.
Like something like that is what he said.
You guys run a nice shop over there with the comedy. Back.
Kelsey says, my boyfriend Steve loves listening to your podcast. He's been a fan of yours, Andy, for a long time, and now we enjoy rewatching your stand-ups together. You're a classic. He usually listens to this podcast while he does the dishes. In fact, he's probably washing them right now. I was emailing you in the hopes that you can remind him to refill the soap dispenser when he finishes. I would remind him again, but I don't want to nag, and I feel like maybe hearing it from you would leave a lasting impression.
Steve! Oh, did you finish the letter? No.
I'm done. Thank you, Kelsey.
Steve! Hey, it's Andy Kindler. I know you're listening to the show. What do you think about this episode, by the way? I think I really came through. Hey, don't forget to fill up. What is it has to fill up? The reuptake tube?
That would be the soap dispenser.
Oh, you mean putting regular soap into the soap dispenser?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get. Kelsey says.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
Someone's up. Now there's dogs.
Oh, can we work it into the close, you think?
Hold on.
Yeah, sure.
Let me go see in case I need to.
Take your time. I'll be here. Ladies and gentlemen, 65 degrees downtown Los Angeles. Andy Kindler doing the solo ride. I'm on the spaceship to love.